Hello, Mr. Ference. This is a video showing what we did in our project. Our task is to set up a database for permission management. What we did is that we made a small schema with two tables. One table is called users and the other one is called user permissions. In the table users, we have a username, password, email address, and permission ID. What's going to differentiate each user is the username, and that's the reason why I made it as a primary key. And in permission ID, the permission ID here is going to be the same as the ID in user permissions, and that's why it's a foreign key. So this ID is going to be linked to the permission ID in the users table. So if this was one, and if this was one, then in the user permissions, um, we're going to know which permission it is by its ID. The database we chose was Oracle SQL. The reason I chose it is because it's the most it's the database that I'm most familiar with and the one that I used in the past. So to create user permissions, I created a table called user permissions with an ID, permission type, which is a string, description, a string, and I made the ID as the primary key. If I create this table and then see everything that's in it, it's going to be empty. In this example, I made two permissions or two permission types. One is called Event Manager, and the description is that you can see the page, add events or edit existing events. And another one is just a normal user. A user can see the page, add or delete himself from existing events. So if I add both types and see everything that is in user permissions again, I can find them here. Next is the table called users. Again, we have a username, which is going to be a string, a password, which is a string as well, and email address, which is a string, and permission ID. The permission ID here is going to be linked to the ID in user permissions. And that's the reason why I made a constraint, which is a foreign key. I linked the permission ID. It refers to the ID in user permissions, which is this table. Now I'm going to create the table, and again, it's going to be empty. I made a bunch of examples here, or samples. If I insert all of the users, and then see everything that's inside, you'll find the username, password. I just put passwords for security reasons now. Email address, a bunch of sample emails, and permission ID here. Permission ID is what we're looking for. So over here you can see 1 and 2, because in the user permission tables we only have two types for now. We only have the event manager and user participant, participant. So that's how we're going to link each user, or give each user a certain type of permission. And that is all that we did for now.